You've invested, I look at your portfolio, you've got apartments in there, but then Bryant tells me Michael loves net lease, and that's my world. That's all I know. I told you earlier before we started, as soon as I got involved with my parents, I said, we're out of tenants and toilets. Like, we're done. Too many 2 a.m. calls where dad had to leave, or he was going to take me and do something and he had to go unclog a toilet, and I'm traumatized by it. And so, not that multifamily is bad, it's just not for me. So what is it that what are the things that you like, dislike between those? What is it that's drawing you to net lease?
We purchased 2 net leases during COVID.
Yeah, you got a Starbucks.
We have a Starbucks and we have it's called the Learning Experience.
Yep.
We paid cash for both of them. Starbucks is only returning a 4.5% on your cash. But we raised that $2.2 million in 45 minutes.
Because of the credit worthiness of the tenant, or?
Because Starbucks is sexy.
Yeah.
Like, I have a little Starbucks, you can buy them, they go on a train station. I have one sitting behind my desk, and people go, why do you have that Starbucks? I go, because I own one. Well, how do I own one? And it doesn't matter what it's returning. They want to be a part of something that they can say, I own a Starbucks.
Part of the country club.
Exactly. It's like a country club.
Yeah.
And then the Learning Experience is returning 7.5%. We paid all cash for that $6 million raise. Took almost 7 weeks. It was crazy. But we paid 100% cash for them because the lending environment wasn't working to put leverage on those. Yeah. So those are returning day one.
All cash.
All cash.
Straight in. And what kind of returns are you paying the investors to, invest in these projects with you?
The Starbucks, we all went in, it was more like a JV.
Gotcha.
We all went in cash. And then the Learning Experience, we did a 90-10 split between GPs and LPs. So they're getting 90% of that 7.5%, 7.8%.
So Starbucks, what other tenants are on your list that you'd like to acquire that kind of, if you had a hit list, like for net lease guys, what are some ones that you like?
So I'm in a triple net lease fund.
Okay.
And we own Circle K's,
cool.
Come and Go's. Oh, there's another gas station chain. There's I don't think it's Wawa. That's more, the DuPont family owns most of that.
Okay.
I've spoken to the guy that actually funds most of those. I can't remember the other one, but they're all nice C-store gas station complements.
Yeah. And the fact that you don't have to worry about anything. Taxes are paid by the tenant.
Taxes are paid by the tenant.
Insurance is paid by the tenant. For the most part, maintenance, I know Starbucks is not a true.
Pros between a single tenant lease, which those were, is you can buy them for a lot less money.
Yeah.
So we could afford to pay cash. Apartment building, 150 unit apartment building, $19.5, $20 million purchase. You can't really go out and raise that kind of money. At least I cannot. I'm not Grant Cardone who's buying these things for all cash. But in the cash flow on those levered properties has all but dried up for now. I think we're going to see it start to come back over the next couple of years based on what's coming out of the ground. You can't bring up, like, if I was to go today to sign up to get a permit for an apartment complex, we're a year before it's approved, and then I'm like 3 years to build before I have tenant number one. So 4 years of expense until I can start having a return. Where I think on a single tenant lease, we could get a permit within 6 months and probably bring it out of the ground in less than 12 to 18. So it's a shorter, I believe it's a shorter time period, and that's why I'm looking to invest in some of those.
It's $2-3 million, in 45 to 60 days through an escrow. Is that kind of how you see it, where it's like you want to diversify and not all just be in just multifamily and, raising for those asset classes and also play in some of the,
I think there's a definite opportunity there for even leveraged triple assets. Because if it's a $2 million deal and you raise $500,000, you're only in, 25%. And depending on the lending, you can actually get the tenant to cover all of that and have some revenue on top of that.
So pretty much you could own 100% of the deal just by, raising $500,000 and putting, whether it be debt service on the second position or giving them preferred equity.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much for watching this video. If you like this video, want to catch the entire episode of this Rents Due podcast, click right here. If you're loving the Rents Due podcast and you want to see more episodes, click right here. And as always, stay hungry, my friends.